Well, this one's a bit different. I'm down in Cornwall, I'm down on the River Tamar, I'm down at Huggins Marina, and I'm there to look at a very, very, very old boat. It's older than me. Better still, I'm trying to sleep on it overnight. The other thing you don't want to get, apart from seasick outside in the rough, is don't ever get these things. These things here. Look, these Pringles are addictive. I don't see them lasting the night, guys. Anyway, gonna have a cook up. The luxury cuisine tonight is spaghetti bolognese with panini bread and Pringles. Oh, bang my hair on that reel. So, rain's coming in again. So I feel, although it's only about 9 o'clock, I might as well get to bed. I've got a blanket, got a sleeping bag, got the old woolly hat to keep warm. I don't think it's going to be cold down here, to be honest, because I normally sleep in a car. Not permanently, obviously. I am married with a house. There's nothing wrong with being a tramp. So I can take my shoes off now because I'm not running out to get a carb or anything. So that's quite a luxury. Got a blanket, got the old Helly Hansen jacket. I ain't going to get cold, I know, because it's a wood boat. And the other thing, I'm going to have a bit of a read. What better than to get a read of some amazing fishing stories? Oh, which should we start? Oh, like this one. And the man called Graham cast his bait out into the deep water, and lo, along come a huge fish, but it was bumped out of the way by another fish. "Eh, I'm having that," said the dogfish. Mr. Dogfish got hooked by Graham, who wound it to the surface. Graham was not best pleased. He seems to have had the dogfish trophy every time he's been fishing, especially when he goes shore fishing. This one's not going to have a happy ending, is it? OMG, during the night, wind, rain, the rigging in the yachts clattering, banging away, everybody knows that ting, 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 ting. Lovely, all night long. So that bedtime reading I did actually didn't do me much good. Great fun though, and then in the morning... Well, folks, got to be careful when you get up here fast because you've got a big shelf there. But I've had 101 dreams in here. A few of them involve fishing. So I'm going to get cleared out now and wait for Tim to turn up, and we'll get out there and see if we can't catch something and get a bit of information on actually how all this came about. It's given the old girl a new lease of life. Right, it's tidying up time. So tell us, Tim, how this boat came into your possession.
I did a straight swap for a little, well, I say little, for a centre console flats boat which my family and me built, and this one came up roughly around the same price bracket, and we did a straight swap.
And that had been part built. Tell us about all the ribs and that you had put into it.
This boat has now had 66 new planks and every single rib, so 88 ribs, and the whole boat was re-nailed. So it's a bit like Trigger's broom, 14 new handles and 17 new heads. And you did you tell me that the original planks were also re-nailed as well? Yes, all the planking, all the nails were removed and every nail was replaced. they did a really good job on this boat.
Copper? Do they use copper? Or
Galvanised.
just galvanised nails,
Galvanised
yeah.
nails.
Yeah. And what type of wood? Tell us about the wood.
It's 1 1/4 inch larch on oak frames, and the oak frames are doubled, and they're all quarter sawn. So they spent a lot of money on big bits of wood, and then they come out.
Flooring, decking, anything like
all
that?
of it, everything's new.
Oh, all the decking as well?
Yeah, everything on this boat is new.
And that's what, marine ply, so people know you're not into boats?
You've got some marine ply on the deck, which is all fiberglassed as well. It's proper solid.
And then you put the rubber non-slip sort of commercial matting over the top?
Rubber from the stables.
Yeah.
On there.
What size, so people know the size of the boat and the engine size and the history of it like that?
She was made in 1936 by Arthur Collins in Looe, and she's 32 feet by just over 9 feet wide in the beam, and she draws a metre, so the metre between the prop and the waterline. She's got a 69 horsepower BMC 3.8 engine, and off the front of that runs the hydraulics for the boys' hauler for him to do his crab pots in the summer.
Yeah,
just as a bit of a hobby for him.
And it's handy for you pulling the anchor up, I notice as well, like today,
handy.
yeah.
It really is, yeah.
There's a piece of kit that is handy there. And this one's still rigged out for netting, you were saying?
Yeah, she was. The boys were going to take her netting, so she's still got all the netting kit on there. So there's things that we're going to do, like cutting the railings down and putting rod holders on. Basically, they did the boat, and then we can finish the boat.
Yeah, traditionally it would have had a mizzen sail. You're thinking of having one put on,
yeah, we're going to put a mizzen on. It wouldn't have had the rear gantry or anything. It would have just had a centre mast up there. I've got some old photos of her, which I will share with you. She was a very famous Looe sharking boat.
It was, and was it John Kitto?
John Kitto, yeah, he had a £435 Mako.
Yes, yeah.
So you couldn't pick it up.
I did mention it when I was downstairs last night in the cabin.
Absolutely massive.
That you know, almost keep me awake at night thinking of a fish. And that's not estimated. That's in the boat hanging up.
That's in the boat hanging up. And then in the 1970s, she was the supply boat for the Eddystone Lighthouse.
Oh, really? Yeah.
So I'll show you some photos. I've got some photos of them. Lighthouse keeper going across in like a boatswain's chair.
Yeah, that's the rope one, isn't it?
Yeah, off the bow, and they're pulling them up. So I've got some footage of the first TV to the Eddystone Lighthouse going out.
Now, what have you done job-wise here? What sort of fittings? And
I haven't done a lot. I've replaced the screen that was here.
Yeah.
Because it had like a normal computer monitor, and it was really hard to see in direct sunlight.
What's that one you got there now?
This is what all the trawlers have, really. I got a good deal on eBay with it.
And what do they call that so people know what model it is?
I have, it's a Nevo, AG Nevo, but it's all glass. That's all glass.
Yeah.
And then I've 2 new radios, a tannoy so I can shout at the kids when they're on the bow, not doing as they're told. P32, which is a Fruno product, and that runs through all the radios, so they're all the signal for the DSC, which is a distress button. So you press that, and it sends all the boat's details, maximum number of people, your next of kin, contact numbers, it all goes off to Ofcom. That also runs through to the mini computer here. This is a fanless computer, so it doesn't suck any moisture or anything.
Oh, is that right? Yeah, so that's okay in a saltwater environment?
Yes, yeah.
Have you got charging points on there?
There's well, there's USBs for there, and I've got an external hard drive in there, and that takes all the data. So it runs a program called Max-C ×0. You can go backwards and forwards over wrecks, and it will build an image in 3D of the wreck.
So you get more, the more times you go over it, the more it lays data in?
Yes, and then it saves all that data for the future. And every time you go over it, wrecks and stuff, they're always changing, growth, and so you can see the fish, but seeing the fish and catching the fish, 2 different things.
Exactly, isn't it? Yeah. Inside you looks, the glass seems very clean to me.
It is laminated toughened glass, and the wife keeps it spotless normally. And there's 146 pieces of wood that Cole put in the windows.
Teak or?
Teak, I think. Teak or a Roco.
That's a hardwood, isn't it?
Yeah,
Roco,
yeah, everything's a Roco.
Wouldn't fancy buying it now with the timber prices.
No, all the gunnels. The gunnels actually, the caps on the gunnels actually run right through the whole length of the boat. So when you see on the outside the trims on the boat, that's actually all one beam, all the way down through.
How would they cut that?
They'd have. I don't actually know. I'd be guessing.
Or did they steam it to put a bend in it or something? Or,
I'd imagine they They had to cut it.
Yeah.
And then obviously the bits that dropped down.
Yeah.
They were steamed. I have been told it took 3 or 4 attempts to steam it because it's quite an angle, and it took I think about 6 hours.
So this is 30 what feet long?
32 feet, so 10 metres. So she's a fair sized boat.
So it's going to last a good few years. Now it's all been almost up to spec.
Yes,
Because
yeah.
a lot of your stuff was what we call from the deck up, if you like, isn't
Yes,
it?
yeah.
What you're going to do, yeah. And what was on the roof there? When I was putting the anchor down, I noticed something looked like solar power.
There's a solar panel which comes down to a duo charger, and that charges.
That's these two here.
Yeah. That charges the house battery and the engine battery, and a pump battery. So one's always charging the pump battery for the 3 bilge pumps, with 3 separate.
Yeah. Well, have you got 3? I did see downstairs that you had a switch
I don't know
system.
why,
Is it on compartmentalised? Is that a word?
Yeah.
They're in bulkheads of 3 different.
3 different completely steel bulkheads, watertight bulkheads, all the way through with 3 massive bilge pumps. I've never seen a bilge pump so big as what's in this boat.
And you got a spare hand one on the back, I see.
Yeah, the spare one on the back.
Yeah.
Which is handy.
Life raft.
Life raft on the back. Hopefully never have to use it.
Is there?
The power pole on the back goes down, and that's for the 360-degree Hummingbird sounder. So it gives you 120 feet each side of the boat circumference. It gives you the image of what's coming in, so I'm hoping that might be handy for some shark fishing.
And did you put the extra deck lights? They look like LED deck lights there?
All LEDs, that all came like that.
And they've done it, all the guys, yeah?
Yeah, the guys done all that. I put the radar reflector up there. In the end, it will hopefully be up on top of the mast. But I don't fancy going up there.
And you're going to leave most of your, what I would call, hauling gear, the gantries at the back, but you might make adjustments on the railings or something?
Yeah, I will adjust the railings, I think, and put some rod holders a bit high. But for the MCA, they had to have them up a metre high. But I don't need them that high because I'm not going to commercially fish.
Downstairs, we've already showed them
Have you had a look down there?
the bunk system, yeah, we filmed down there. Yeah, I was going down there was a bloke sleeping there last night.
It, yeah, 2 bunks. My daughter sleeps in the middle.
Yeah.
And then my son sleeps, on the floor. Well, he puts his cushions down, so we let him have cushions if he's good.
Now, you've already had one mega trip, haven't you? Where did you go for that?
We went to Land's End, and we went down and we fished a competition for children. Oh, I can't remember what it was called. It was in Penzance. Didn't win anything, but we paid and we went down and we had a good time and raised a lot of money for the children. About £4,000.
What would that take you? What distance is that from Plymouth?
It was it 85 miles? 85 miles. You thought it was 100? I think 85.
Felt like 100, she said.
Felt like 100, yeah, because it was quite rough. And we burned less than half a tank of fuel. It was a 200 litre tank. So we worked it out 3.75 litres an hour.
Goodness me.
Which is nothing. Absolutely nothing. Compared to your boat.
Exactly, yeah. Buying petrol stations, the way prices are going.
China kept moving away. Obviously it's a slow boat. Slow and steady though.
So we're talking 6.5 knots general
6.5
speed, yeah.
Yeah. So the boat itself weighs 7 tons, just shy of 7 tons. And down in the bilge is actually concrete and laid in the bilge to help keep it down in the water. And we've got some bits of railways.
Bits of railways.
Bits of railways on the side of the engine.
So if you wonder why your train's delayed, he's had all the sleepers.
It's the May Queen's fault. She's got all the sleepers in there. This is a shot of the day that the boys came to take the boat away, and she was moored not far from where I'm mooring now. And on this very day that they went, we actually went over and we spoke to them, and Anthony would have been 1. Was Anthony born? He was born, he was about 1, and we had Anthony with us. Because I've always said, I love this boat, I've always wanted this boat. My history with the boat was she was the first proper big boat that I ever was really allowed to drive, with a man called Lloyd Hancock, who looked after her for the owner, Ginger Mutton. So I used to drive her when she used to have the original petrol paraffin engine in. very
petrol paraffin.
Petrol paraffin, and it was made. The engines were made in Bridport. They might have been called Bridport engines as well.
Yeah.
But there's a video which I can send you of her going up on the day, and I mean, everything from down here up is new. Everything. The transom is new. We've still got the original transom, but the reason she survived from below the waterline is back in the 60s when she was a herring boat. They used to soak all the nets in creosote, in the proper original creosote. So everything down in the bilge was all the wood had soaked all the creosote in, and it really kept it strong down there. And when the boys took her apart, they were surprised just how strong she was down below. And
that is the original wood from 85 years old,
85 years old, the keel. So she's still got the original keel. So the cabin on the boat, you can see on the image, was completely different. So they've put a modern wheelhouse on it, which has given us a lot more room, because they've pushed it forwards that way, which has given us more room back there. And this is all 12mm ply, 18mm ply on the roof, all fiberglass, so it's all sealed, so it should all last a long time.
I want to know why these windows face forward like that, because I thought if you took a wave over the front, surely the impact's more there. Why would they not be sloped that way to send a wave over the top? That's just me looking at it last night while I'm passing 12 hours in the dark.
I think it would just, with the wind as well, it would just run off easier.
That's what it's for, yeah? Yeah. I mean, that's just sort of traditional for forward cuddy boats. They have that slope on them, don't they? And I've always wondered, you know, why would have that particular angle on them.
She pulls off the modern wheelhouse on the old boat really well, in my opinion. And when we're on a winter mooring and the cars drive past, they always stop and they all take photos. And she's just a credit to Carl and Ross and all the hard work that they put in. And she's literally 100 yards from where she spent many years. All the fresh water coming underneath these gunnel caps and ran down through the planking, and that's why she was so rotten. You've got copper patches here. That's really all that was keeping her afloat, was the copper and lead patches that she had on her. So I think they were a bit mad taking her up to Teignmouth in that state.
So I think you'll agree that a lot of work has been done to bring that old boat, the May Queen, back to its former glory as it did when it was sharking and working around the ports out off the coast off Looe. Anyway, talking of working in the water, we decided to grab a few hours. Well, good job was a few hours, about 10 hours, because it's a dry, it dries out of low water, so you can't get back in. Once you're out, you're out. But we did go out first to what they call the breakwater, Plymouth breakwater. I thought we could tuck in behind that try in there. No, it wasn't good. It wasn't good at all.
Oh, I've been long gone, wanna talk to you. I've been hustling for so long. Oh, and I've been thinking about the past, and it keeps me going on. Oh, and I can't stop, no, I don't stop. It's only I can see. Even if I end up all alone, I know my destiny. My mama told me we all bleed the same sun. Oh, prejudice and pride don't make you change. Just always remember where you come from, 'cause I know you were born to break the chain. So I'm on my way. Yes, I'm leaving today. Are you right with me? See, I'm living in 19 Yes, I'm leaving today. Are you ride with me? Lord, living in the nightlife, but I got a fire that burns so bright from the back road to the street. But I got a fire that burns so bright from the back road to the street.
You can't beat a bit of music like that. And look, these guys, military training, picking up what should be a body, but it is actually a training exercise. I imagine for picking up a body. And I thought this would be a horrible boat to drive. No, look, it's a proper landing craft. It spins on a sixpence. Does it have bow thrusters, stern thrusters? How on earth does it turn around in its own length there? It's beyond me. Some of you boaty people, tell me. Anyway, we were up the River Tamar, up near the bridge, and finally, a fish suicides itself on there. I am so lucky. I'm fishing over these railings, which I probably think all that steel work actually makes the boat ride and roll higher. You know, it just does put quite a bit of swing on the boat. There's a hell of a lot of weight in steel up there, which obviously if it's a fishing boat, there's going to be, you won't need all that steel and metal work. If it was me, I would be off with the angle grinder and down the scrapyard. Anyway, I clambered all over this metalwork and got, yes, my only fish of the day. It was indeed a giant pouting. I tell you what, there's some food up in that River Tamar. Just look at the fat belly on this thing. That is as big a pouting as I've caught for a number of years. But it wasn't to be. This one was returned, and then it was back to the marina. So it's not all fishing. I didn't blank. I caught I caught a really jumbo big pouting. At least I didn't blank. It's a bit of fun, but the weather was against us. End of. I think you'll agree, a lot of work on that boat. I appreciate you watching it, and hopefully, you know, there's a bit of interest there. I know you're not all going to go out and rush out and buy a big boat and renovate it, but it shows you what can be done to an old boat with a bit of TLC, and if it's looked after. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Hit that TA Fishing and TA Outdoors buttons, and we'll hopefully have a fishing one for you.
Oh, I've been long gone, wanna talk to you. I've been hustling for